Let's take a live look at Bellingham tonight. Parts of Whatcom County could see some flurries, but the reality is it's nothing compared to what we're seeing up in our higher elevations. Right, Adam?
Yeah, the mountains, they cleaned up this weekend. Over the 3-day stretch, or really 4-day stretch, because we're including today too, from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today, we picked up over 2 feet. 30 inches at Stevens and Snoqualmie Pass, and Mount Baker coming in at about 1.5 feet. White Pass at 16 inches. Now, yes, it did create for a mess up across the passes and driving, but ski lovers, this is great news. Those ski resorts have gotten some very beneficial snowfall here. And then looking at Sun Mountain Lodge over in Winthrop, boy, you can see this is a completely different scene from what we had just about 2 or 3 weeks ago. You can see it is looking snowy and wintry, and still going to be seeing some snow there as well as up here into the mountains for Stevens Pass. Not expecting a whole lot more, but you can see everything completely whited out. Thankfully, it looks like the highway is looking fine and clear. Same for Snoqualmie Pass too, as you can see the snow off into the distance on the mountains and off on the sides. Now, our SchoolNet side and Shoreline, just wet here across the lowlands, as we're expecting things to be a little rainy here into the first part of the evening. Then things will start to quiet down when it comes to that. Safely above freezing in Seattle, we're at 42. North winds coming in at 7 miles per hour to go along with more of those cloudy skies that are in place. Not quite as far above freezing in Bremerton, but we're at 38. 38 in Shelton, 41 right now in Tacoma. Farther north, where we have been seeing a bit more of the mixing of the snow and sometimes just some flurries. Bellingham, we're sitting at 35. Friday Harbor sitting at 37 right now. And then notice the wind chills. Quite a difference up that way than what we're seeing farther south when we're sitting more so in the upper 30s. Here, you're noticing more of the upper teens and lower 20s up across those parts. That's because we got a little more wind coming out of the Fraser River Canyon that's really impacting them. We're going to talk about that in a second. First, you can see moisture moving northward. That's heading up into some of these parts up here across more of the San Juan Islands, here into parts of Whatcom and even Skagit County with some of that mixing. Then we're seeing up across parts of the Olympics, and then right here, the north coast of the Olympic Peninsula. That will be one spot that we keep an eye on, that if we do see any lower elevation snow, it will be into this area right here. Back to the winds though, wind advisory in effect until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, north coast in San Juan County as well as western Whatcom County for winds around 20 to 35, but those gusts could get just a bit higher, up to 50 miles per hour. Not expecting as wide of impacts like what we saw just this past weekend, Friday and Saturday for some of the winds, but we could see some spotty power outages to go along with that too. Future radar showing the moisture, for the most part, getting out of here late tonight. Then around 11 p.m., we have a few showers kind of left behind, but by early tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock, cloudy skies, most of the moisture will be kind of limited to only a few light sprinkles or maybe a flurry or two here or there. Then things starting to clear out by tomorrow afternoon. A lot of sunshine and really a dry and clearer patch of weather and stretch of weather that we have for the remainder of the week. Just going to remain cold. One spot again, in particular, if we are going to see any lowland snow, right there along the north coast of the Olympic Peninsula. Tomorrow, more sunshine after some morning clouds. We'll see skies become sunny, highs reaching the lower 40s, back into more the low to mid 40s by Wednesday, but plenty of sunshine the next few nights, near or below freezing. Near Puget Sound, right at freezing. If you're a little farther away, more into the inland areas, we're talking about upper 20s ahead for you, back in the mid to upper 40s by Sunday and Monday.